Hang on. Got chlorine liquid in here. Okay, that's the first time I've seen chlorine liquid. Hello guys, welcome back to episode 30. It's been a few days since we've released a video, and that's primarily because I've been doing a lot of research on trying to get food optimized after watching one of Sky's videos. Now, if we just zoom out at the moment, we can see that this area, this is where we were going for our good yield on our sleep wheat, and to be perfectly honest, we don't always get a good yield. So what I've been thinking about after watching Sky's episode was primarily whether we could just get away with standard yield. Now, what I did was I ripped out this whole section up here, planted it all up with planter boxes, put a load of weeseworts from here, from down here, and we've also got a coal biome down here as well, which I broke into to get out. But what I found was it takes a lot of sleep wheat to do that. I put in a lot of sleep wheat. It takes a lot of weeseworts to try and bring the temperature down. And I also had whole air circulation system from pumping from below here all the way around. I had a whole row of coolers down here, and then pumping the air back in at minus 30 odd degrees. And I tell you what, I still had loads of sleep wheat saying they weren't happy. A bit like this toasty environment. Now, if we go in here, we can see that that is actually 5 degrees, but the plant is 6.4. Basically, these plants give off heat, which is the problem. So having too many of them in a row without some sort of cooling will always give you problems. So that was what my experiments really showed. So it was a case of it was a lot of playing just to try and understand the dynamics a bit better, because you can have a small area working well, but when you try to extend it out, you need to have it all sorted properly. So what I thought about doing was this whole area down here, we've got a load of carbon dioxide because that's what we're pumping in here as a byproduct. I'm toying with the idea of actually ripping that out, carbon dioxide, and just getting proper oxygen in. So let me do that first, because I don't want to be giving my dupes more problems to deal with in the long run. So let's go to that first. So let's go to our gas overlay. We've got all that working there. I'm just going to do this. Put a pipe, plumbing. Not insulated gas pipe, just standard. And now I'm going to get them to deconstruct the actual gas pipe. Let's get back on that. Let's get rid of all that. And that will take out a need of a lot of energy down here. And this whole thing here, I put it in place with an idea that, do you know what, it was going to help sanitize this area for food. But once you've actually using fridges, you don't need a carbon dioxide. You only need that if you're using ration boxes as a way to deconstruct. There we go. You only need that if you're going to be using the ration boxes. So basically, that's not necessary. So I'm going to start taking this lot down, and I'm going to probably put them next to the cookers so that they can actually there's less distance travelling, and the same with the mess tables. If I've got them at the end here, then at least the dupes will just grab it from there and go and eat after washing their hands. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm thinking on that side of things. So that's going to now cut out. Let me just slow this down, because something Sky spotted was sometimes when you've got your tubes and they just go into a bit of a meltdown, like Mike did just then. He just had a little wobbler. They wobble for a certain amount of time. If you've got it running on fast speed, that time doesn't change. So if you run it on a slower speed, then they will actually be more efficient. So that's something I picked up there. Right, so let me just pause this for a second because I want to make sure that's been done. Sorry, let me just do that. Right, so that's done. All this will stop sending stuff over, etc. So what I really want to now start doing, because I was using carbon dioxide to sanitize this area, but again, don't need that anymore. So what I really want to do is sort out my oxygen in a more suitable manner. I've got a build-up of hydrogen, so I'm going to get another hydrogen generator in place, because watching this for a long time, this pump here is just stifled constantly because it's just not getting anything out. So we need to start using up that energy. So let's shut him there. We'll set him to a priority 9, and we will put the where am I looking? I want plumbing again. Insulated for gas. No, I don't want insulated, I just want standard. So let's just set that to priority 9 there, because that will just keep in control of that. Okay. I even took out all these weezeworts from here to put them in. So, and it's still I really struggled big time with it. So, what my plans are, once we sort out the oxygen in here, because I'm going to start pumping oxygen in here, because I really don't want an algae deodorizer in here giving off heat. And I want to be able to utilize the whole area. And I really kind of want to use the granite that's already there as my base. So if I start at the bottom, I'm going to pause this for a moment. So we take those out, and then that'll be our next level. So actually they can just wander up. If that was going to be the next level, that's wolframite polluted granite. Let's dig out that, and that. What's that? That's granite. I don't want to take out granite. Just said that, didn't I? What am I doing? Right, dig. Now you can come out. So what have we got here? We've got wolframite, polluted. I think that's granite. No, that's a carbon dioxide. Then we've got indigenous rock, wolframite, granite, polluted ice. Let's dig out that as well. That's the next level, so let's take that one out. Let's do that. So we've now got that's all needs to come out. What's that? That's sand. So that's going to drop anyway. Let's take out all that lot as well. That's all polluted. Alright, so that can be done. Let's zoom out a bit. Because what I want to try and do is have one area that is trying to run a more optimized weezeworts with hydroponic farms, because what I'd like to try and do is, now I've got some cold water over here, is to try and actually, what temperature is that coming through out of this liquid? 20 degrees. Grief, okay. 7 degrees. Right, let's need to turn that off. Disable. Lock. Oh, also, come on. Auto. No? There we go. So we can get rid of that. Right, I'm going to cancel those jobs in there as well. And they can... let's have a look. I want all that precious metal out. So while they're doing that, they can deconstruct the metal. Hang on, build it all. and then they can sweep it, and then I don't have anything in there that I potentially will want. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to knock off these, this half, because I don't need to have all that running. Oh no, you're going to get yourself... Oh, flipping heck. We're going to have a problem here. We are, aren't we? Come on, please. Come on, just come and do this, someone. Who is that? Ren. Come on. Come on. Come on, get out of there, Ren. Right, move out. Do you know what? And, right, let's put Ren straight on into here. That would have really severely hurt him. That little boo-boo of mine. Where is he? Too many of them. Oh, there you go, 33%, yeah. Nearly did the same issue that I did with David that time. Right, okay, so that's all done. So they can now sweep that. Get all that out. By priority 9, no I haven't. Try again. Okay, so they can sweep that and then I'll close it off and we don't need to worry about it. Okay. That's going to stop, so that'll be fine. Yeah, you're going to be scalding for a short spell. And we're going to see a reduction of... Yeah, there we go. Perfect, perfect. Right. Little bit for Noble. Okay, thank you. I know you're going to get a bit too warm in there. But that can now be locked. And then we don't need to worry about it. And we can get everybody else healed from wherever they were. No one going to do that for me? No, they're not. No, okay, that's fine. Right, so this lot, I'm going to mop up this here because I really don't want any more water coming into here, so that's fine. And have I got that powered up? No, I don't think I have. Let's just connect that for the time being, just so that we can actually increase our oxygen in this area for our little guys. And we also need to deconstruct this little mess that I made. Cancel that one. Yeah, I know, you're not going to be happy. Deconstruct. I want that carbon dioxide to work its way over to that air scrubber. And that way, at least, yeah. I set that to 9, I'll deconstruct that a lot quicker. Okay, cool. What's that? Murphy, what's wrong? Idle. Why are you idle? What's wrong with you? And now you're going to get on with it. You're having a little wobbler. That's fine. Okay, so we've got plenty of food. Let's knock that down slightly. And that scrubber. Why have you got no power? Oh, because I've deconstructed that. Priority 9. Can't afford to lose power. Not with all my food there. I cannot afford to lose any power whatsoever. Okay. Deconstruct all those. I can go as well. Perfect. just love the fact how they just get themselves so stuck at times. It's ridiculous. Right, okay, so there we go. Got power back again. Perfect. Right. What we were doing. Okay, so that's now locked off, which is fine. And they are... yeah, they've mopped that, so they can now dig it out. So what I'm thinking... what I found was, if you got a Weezewort, it generally looks after 3 tiles either direction. So that's kind of what I'm going to need to try and build here. And all that can actually be dug out as well. So don't need any of that. I'm actually going to put a little box over here for any ice, because I really don't want ice to melt in here once we've done the changes over. These guys are, yeah, these guys are not happy at all. I'll tell you what, maybe what I can do while I'm thinking about it is if I plan it out so you can see what I'm thinking. So plan 2, 3. So I can only get that there. Proper bars in the middle. So that'll work quite well with that gap. And food again. So we're there, so we want 1, 2, 3. What we're doing? That's my... oh yeah, no, that's right, that's right, that's right. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to put another Weezewort here because I need to probably put 3 more planters than a Weezewort, and then I'm going to lose something here unless I dig that out. Do you know, that's an option, so let's put 3 here. And if I have my ladder this side, then go straight up, and then have another further. Where am I looking? Food. So Weasel, food. 1, 2, 3, and dig out those there. And planter there. Okay, alright. Let's probably give this a bit of priority actually. Because I really do want this created quite quickly. Yeah. I'm going to prioritise these ladders actually to 9 just so that I don't get any dupes stranded like I have a habit of doing. And they can mop at the same time, so I really don't want any polluted water. But that's kind of the idea that I'm looking to go with. And we should be able to see how it works. But what Sky alluded to on his episode was the amount of time the dupes spend looking after sleepweeds that are in hydroponic farms, which was they made about 8 visits delivering fertilizer, and although I've got them a fertilizer right next to it, it's the producing of it into shipping it here, along with the planting or harvesting, which makes it 10 visits. Whereas when you have them in planter boxes, you don't deliver fertilizer, so you literally are only doing 2 visits to them, either one to plant and one to harvest, or you let it just self-seed, in the sense of harvest itself and then just plant it, so you could technically have 1 visit and then remove the seeds afterwards. So that's kind of where I'm coming from on my thoughts process on this. Right, okay. We're going to see how we can get on with this now, because I had to restart it a couple of times because I've had a few dupes get themselves cornered down here. and really, I don't like losing any dupes. Now, why are they going down here? When, if you look at the priority, that's 6. Meep, move over here. Max, move. Oops. Max, move over there. Right. I should reset what they were actually thinking of doing, so hopefully that will not entice them back over here too quickly. Alright, okay, Mike's coming down now. Let's get that job done. Rowan's there, fine, okay. May. Right. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this a little bit until we get to the point where they can't do themselves a flipping injury. As soon as they get jump down here to start doing this is a problem. Set you to liquefiables. Sweep only. And we can mop that lot up while they're there. We should be fine. Ah! Where do you think you're going, Frankie? I'm going to actually prioritise this work as 5. That's ridiculous how they're going down there when I don't want them to. Okay, that might work for the time being. Okay, all that's sorted still. Alright, what I also need to do is deconstruct that gas pipe there and reconstruct that one there. I'm going to set that to priority 9 because what I think we'll actually benefit from shortly, if I go back to this gas overlay, so we've got all this natural gas going into these guys, natural gas generators. I'm opening up this one to operate, and I think I'm going to send some of this gas that direction as well, so it'll always have plenty to do. Right, what are they doing? So they're struggling to breathe, so they can't get to this. It's too far, that's too far. Well, no, they can't get to it because of this bit here. So what's that on? Priority 9, okay. Let's dig out another one here, just to see what that does. You haven't got algae, Let's get slime into these. Organic. Oh, that's what I wanted, organic. I knew I was going to the right one, but just selected it wrong. Cool. That's that done. So they'll start putting all slime into there, which will be good. Okay, that's opened up a few more cells for them to work on. Right. Okay. That's looking a bit more promising. No, didn't do a thing. Perfect. Alright. So have we got everybody? Let's have a look. Noble and Murphy. Noble, you can go in here. Murphy, you can go there. keep an eye on those for over the next cycle, just to get them, everybody that I can. It's health up to speed. Okay, little Biffa's got a little problem. Sorry, little Biffa, you can go in there. It's a greater priority than Noble. Noble can go on the table after we've got him sorted. Yep, there he goes in. So is anybody else that low? 54s. Okay, no, so 54s. We've got quite a few people whose health is not good. Right. Okay, who's on there? Murphy. So where's Murphy now? Murphy's at 100%, so we can chuck Noble on there now. Come on, Noble. And little Biffa, where's that? He's at 58, so that's going good. I think I'm going to actually build a few more of those, because it's a case of you don't want your dupes being ill. Where am I going? Medicine, that's what I want. So let's build them out of sandstone. I'm doing it priority 9 on the basis that I need to have those made. They don't use any energy. Yeah, okay, it takes longer for the dupes to actually be rejuvenated than the actual rejuvenator. But it's a case of we could really... That was assigned to Noble, so Noble... No, he's still not right. So we can assign Ellie to there. And we can assign Little Biffers in the rejuvenator. Toby C can go on to the next one. Just a case of when you start expanding out and the areas are either too hot or too cold, then the health will suffer. And therefore, the more cots you've got or medical treatments, etc., that you can actually give your little guys, the better the chances are that you won't lose them. Right, Lindsay. Go on there now. And then we've got this one here. So we can put Catalin on. Alright, so it'll reduce how much we can get done within a day or so, but it'll be worth it. What's going on down here? Alright, so priority. That's all priority. Let's knock that to priority 8. 9, etc. What? Those. Okay, that's fine. Need you to be priority 9 because you need to make sure there's always oxygen coming in here. Really cold carbon dioxide in here. And I'm wondering about whether to actually pump in polluted oxygen. But then that will mean any seeds that are left on here will then have a problem. Okay. See whether the this is now working a bit more efficiently. Now that's, yeah, look at that. No backlog anymore, and we've got plenty of oxygen going in. So what's that doing for this area? So we're over pressurized in majority of the base, and our oxygen density is looking good. Perfect. Right, you can also mop those 2 squares as well. Cool, that's done. I'm going to sweep out this section here as well, just because if it gets warm, I really don't want any of this ice from melting. Now you see, this is ridiculous temperature. So I want to stop this issue from occurring. I'm thinking that maybe I need to produce some sort of oxygen production facility below here with some cooling, because we've got the natural gas generators here. Because I've got, the way this works, it gives off a lot of heat, and then the natural gas generators do kind of cool it, keep it cool. So if I was able to utilise some sort of space down here, to have my batteries in a row to do all the rest of that, to then give me enough power down here to start running oxygen production, that should make a big difference. Okay, keep an eye on that. Right, priority, that's still 8. So we'll do that now. Clay, okay. Lack resources. Blinking algae is a problem constantly. Right. Do you know what? Let's just do some priority digging on algae only. That will get that lot out, and got some over here, so let's get rid of that. Do that. Got a load there. Okay. Got a load on there as well, but I have to wait on those. You can do that, and then we'll get rid of the others afterwards. Some algae here. It's mainly slime, okay. We've got algae here. So we've got quite a bit of algae down here. So let's just do that. And put in on that ladder down. Oops. That's what I want. Okay. So if we can just get the algae sorted, that would make a big difference. Okay. No one's got caught this time, which is good. And they're getting rid of all that so that I don't have any problems with water freezing or melting. Alright, so I also want to ensure that our dupes are actually getting this done down here. So that's all. Nine. Alright, so we've got water running down here. Hang on. I've got chlorine liquid in here. Okay, that's the first time I've seen chlorine liquid. Okay. They can continue building down. Because I want them to dig out that squeeze wall there. Let's say to 8. Take that out. And work your way over here to those. Right, that's fine. Okay. So that looks like it's running a little bit more efficiently now. That's good. I'm going to deconstruct the gas pipes here because I don't really want them. Okay. Yeah. We'll leave that in place so anything that comes out of here that's not what we want can actually be pumped that way anyway. So that should be fine. Because it'll be super cooled. Deconstruct those as well. Okay, I'll just free up whatever resources are there and actually help us to be able to concentrate or to be able to see what we've actually got going on a little bit more efficiently. Alright, so they've built those. Let's increase this priority now to the... No, actually, no, I don't want those. Let's do that. Once they're through here, I can get that done as well. Now, what's that? Yeah, they can get... Yeah. Maybe leave that to 7 actually. Yeah, do that. They can dig out here and we can deal with that shortly. Excellent, so that will be... That should all be okay to go to 9 now. That can go to 9. So they can get in from both angles, which is what I'm after. I'm actually going to set the priority of that. Yeah, that's 7, so they'll build that. We can also put in... right. Do I want mesh tiles? Can make them out of wolframide. Yeah. Pop those in there. Do that to 9 as well. So at least this row of planters will be completed. Excellent. No one gets stuck there now, thankfully. And they will have deconstructed all that lot. Yes. Perfect. Let's look at taking that out as well, and what we're doing with the power. So that's just going to here, so we can deconstruct wires from here. Take that out, so we can actually see what's going on there. That's still working on here, which is fine. You're on an Atmos switch, so if above 300, that's fine, so you can carry on as you are. 107 kilos. 2,000 kilos, that is immense. That is absolutely immense. Oops, that's where we go. Right. What's the temperature of this water doing? It's 27 degrees where it's going in. 14 down here. Okay, so that's actually warmed up a little bit more than I really wanted it to. I'm going to let it run down a lot more before putting more in there. Alright, so what have they got done down here now? So we can set what we want the sleep wheats in there. Plant, copy settings. So that's fine. And they can prioritise all that there. That is all prioritised, that's fine. They're also going to have to put a mesh tile in here. So they can do that. Yeah, that's fine. So they can dig out that lot. And it's all got a way in and out, which is good. Okay, so what's that problem? So yeah, okay, that's fine. Excellent. Lost the ball on these for a moment, so let's have a look. Who do we need to get back on here? Oh, Abe, what have you been doing, Abe? If we could have a setting for these cots the same as we have on massage tables, it would make things so much easier. Right, Nesbit, go in there. Hanson next on here. Nicola on, oops, Nicola on there. Devon on this one. Oops, try that again. Devon, excellent. Right, let's see what happens with that now. A lot of it's due to the fact that going into this really cold area, they don't like it. I should really give them some clothes. But every time I've tried to set priorities on doors, so that like we say yes, mission. I mean, nobody else is supposedly Lindsay. It was. There wasn't anybody else who's given priority, but or permission. So, and it don't work. Everyone goes through it. Right, pause that. You can see there now how I'm planning to extend this up, so I'll do a bit more offline. So next time we'll see how well we can do with the shield. Until next time, that's Murphy out.